of weird because, like, from what I've seen, some things were negative, some things were positive, and then there were some things that I think were in the middle. Like, there's one of the girls there who are like, okay, so they gave like all of them like suitcases, right? Like free suitcases, and they were all red, like base suitcases. And if you've never seen a base one, a base is actually a really good brand. Remember I worked at Nordstrom? Like that's one of the top brands. So those are expensive. Like some of those run up to like 500 plus a suitcase, right? The girl, like literally, I saw TikTok on her. Like I saw her TikTok like a few minutes ago, and she was basically saying that she was showing how she got someone else's suitcase by accident. It was like showing it so that way, whoever it is, they can kind of say, "Hey, this is my stuff," so she can send it back to them. And I was like, how crazy did it had to be for her to literally mix up her suitcase with someone else?
Mm,
Like I don't know exactly. It could be just to be funny. Like I'll give credit, but then there was somebody else. Like I think somebody else was saying how it was a couple or a girl who has a boyfriend, and apparently she left her engagement ring or like her wedding ring at Stream University and could not find it.
left her engagement ring. That's crazy. Actually, never mind. That's not that wild, but it's just like damn.
I mean, I wouldn't have brought it there if I felt like I would have lost it. It's not like I don't know. Actually, that is a question here. Would you rather your significant other leave their like expensive engagement ring at home so that they don't lose it, or would you rather they have it with them because they're married and they should show it off?
I mean,
Here's my thing, right?
I was just
Here's
like, it don't matter. Like, let me see. So with me and Dominique, I'd probably just say leave it at home if you think you're gonna lose it. Like,
but that's my thing is this, right? If you don't trust the person to uphold the rules and boundaries of marriage slash engagement slash relationship, right? Ring or no ring, right? Because by the time you guys get married, one would hope that you guys have enough trust in one another to, be like, hey, I'm seeing someone. So,
Hmm.
obviously the ring acts as a, forewarning for anyone looking like, oh, okay, she has a ring on. All right, let me just move on along, hopefully, to avoid more awkward encounters. But all the same, first of all, everyone here knows that that's not the case, and people are gonna do what they want to do, married or not. And that goes
Right.
for the married person, and that goes for people who might be pursuing that married person. So, for example, if it was Trent and I'd be like, yeah, you can just leave it here. At least it's safe. At least there's no chance of it getting lost out there, you know? And again, one should hope that when you go out there, you're going to still uphold yourself as if you're in a relationship. Because if I find out that you didn't, when you come back, you won't be.
mm,
Hmm. Now, maybe it's different for women because there's like a whole notorious thing about men leaving their rings so that they can see women. And then also a whole thing about, so you ever see like in the movies where they have like the man and his like finger line, like it like line is tan from like the wedding ring, and it's like,
Mhm.
oh, like I used to be married, I was married, like they like. I think it depends because I'm not saying that it's a okay. What I'm trying to say is like think of it like this too. I'm not saying that it should be required, but in my mind, what makes you so unresponsible to keep the ring on your person? Like, let's say you're going to like a tropical island and you might be swimming all the time, so you might want to take your ring off. In that case, maybe I could kind of understand because, you either maybe you don't want to get lost in the water, right? Maybe you don't want to have to consistently like protect it from getting wet. So okay, fine. That may be, but like they're going to just stream university. Like in that case, I wouldn't even understand why she would like why how it could get lost because even if there's a lot of chaos, all like just how you kept your phone and your phone is safe, the same place you should have kept your ring or like your other, you know what I mean, your other like
Yeah.
responsibilities. Like if she didn't want to have it on, like say she was going like they had like a party, right? so let's say she went to the party and she maybe potentially took it off there, right?
I feel like that is probably one of the few places you should have it on.
Well, no, but I mean, it was all
What, at a
people from
party?
Extreme University.
Right. I'm saying in any situation where you're going to be like interacting with people socially and especially frequently. It's one thing if you guys are going out to lunch, dinner, right? A banquet, even necessarily. But a party where everyone, again, everyone here and anyone who's been partying or is an adult or anything like that knows how parties can get and know what goes on in parties, right?
Wait. So do you think it's bad to have the ring on at a party because people would know that you're married, and then if you fucked around and they'd be like, "Holy shit, like they're married"? Is that what you're saying?
At least if you are like, if you have your ring on, right? And you might be drinking, you might be dancing.
Mm-hmm.
At the very least, you have your ring to show, like, okay, this person is with someone to kind of have being added um for the sake of the laugh, right? That fat best friend that's always cock blocking. That's what that ring is supposed to be. That'll help deter some people, not everyone, obviously.
And other people would
I
be
think
drawn to it.
I think it can depend too, though, if you think about it, because there are also some people who don't care.
Right, and that's why I said it deters some people. Again, the
But what I'm saying
responsibility
is,
still comes
regardless,
down to that individual upholding the boundary.
right? But
We
so
are
my
no
thing
more
is,
than
I can
friends.
understand that though, because okay, at least for, like maybe because you guys didn't see it, but like the party I had for the Stream University at that club, it looked very packed, like sardine packed. Okay, like literally SpongeBob sardine situation where he was like where they were doing like that. I was like the concert or something, packed. Okay, it was like literally that packed. So I'm not saying that any of those people are nefarious. But let's say, like, especially when you like, okay, maybe I'm thinking like a Caribbean thing, but like if you were in like let's say like I was talking about with Jamaica, right? Let's say I was in
Shoot.
Jamaica and I had like I don't know, like a fancy bracelet on, right? That's attached to my wrist, yes, but like hypothetically, like what if I like took it off to like alleviate my wrist from it? You know what I mean? Like maybe I was like tired and like it's already packed. You know what I mean? Brought it with me, took it off, and then somebody just slipped through, take it out my pocket, take it out my purse. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that situation can happen in that sense, but I don't know. Like I feel like when there's a lot of people around, in my opinion, I wouldn't want my expensive things around. I'm gonna just say it like that
I can
because
understand that. I can
I,
understand that. And
it would just make me feel
to
like somebody would take it potentially.
to piggyback off of what you just said too, though, because I've been in a situation like that where I'm wearing like a watch and my wrist is low key like, oh, I don't feel so comfortable with this watch on. But if I'm in a situation where I'm worried I might get pickpocketed, I'm keeping the watch on, and I'll just take it off when I get home.
Well, I'm not saying you are worried. I'm just saying that you know like okay, I'm like okay, for example, like me, I don't wear rings or any jewelry at all, right? Personally. Now, I'm assuming once I'd get married or something, I'd be having probably try to get used to wearing a ring. But this is just me personally. I don't know about her, but like I said, I don't have my ears pierced. I barely. I recently got like not when I said recently, it was like what last year when I was at the mall, I randomly decided to get like a bracelet. It's like a diamond or like whatever you call it bracelet, the tennis bracelets, right?
Mm.
So I saw it in like a stall, and the guy was like, I was just looking, and the guy like kind of heard me, and he told me the price. I was like, oh, it's not too bad. So I got that, and I when he asked me, he was like, yeah, I don't wear jewelry at all. Like I'm not the jewelry type person. I don't think I need that. Like I feel like if your outfit's good enough, you really don't need jewelry. To be honest, like jewelry enhances the outfit, but I feel like sometimes people do too much with the jewelry, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why. And also because when you put on jewelry, I feel like it's uncomfortable for me. in different, like, for example, I don't wear necklaces because they always tangle up my hair. So I'm just been used to not wearing jewelry. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can see potentially where, like, most of the times, like, if I've gotten a bracelet, like the tennis bracelet is fine because the way it kind of fits, it actually, I'll put it over, like, if I wear like a long sleeve shirt, I'll wear it. If I don't wear a long sleeve shirt, I won't wear it because the long sleeve makes it kind of have like a barrier, so it doesn't feel uncomfortable as bad as like something else would. So I could see myself potentially getting like a wedding ring, but then feeling uncomfortable with it just because I don't wear rings ever, right? So I could even see myself in a situation where, hey, I brought my ring, I love my ring, but I just am not a ring person anyway. You know what I mean? I'm not a jeweler person anyway, so I probably would be that kind of person to be like, put it away, like, after some point, because maybe to give my finger a break. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, especially the ring, because I don't know about her, but some people do not get the right ring sizes.
Hmm.
Sadly enough, I've seen it a few times. Like, people that I've known got like either engagement rings and stuff, and then their ring sizes are wrong. And first of all, I don't know how the men don't take the
Does
girl they're interested in to like ring shopping just to see. And even if they don't plan on proposing like right away, if you really don't know the size, right?
yeah,
The
that see
well
that's why.
my thing on the ring shopping and taking her out to do that. I'm not gonna lie. Well, mm, I don't know. I feel like it ruins the surprise, but also
I
I
can see that.
like for example, I already had the ring size and I already you know, like for example, Dominic
Right, but that's
already,
because you're on top of it.
yeah, like so technically Dominique and I already knew that I was gonna get her a ring eventually and blah blah blah, right? So
Yeah,
she was fine with just straight up telling me like, hey, this is my size, and then but you saw, like, I showed you in the video whenever it came out, like the actual proposal was a legitimate surprise.
right.
I would just dress it up as I'm looking for a ring for me and just invite her to sit down and get her ring size taken too, since I really don't know what your ring size is anyway. Something like that. I'm like,
Now,
oh, well, come to think of it, I don't know what your ring size is. So why don't you come over and get measured too, so I can see?
Mm,
I'm not in a relationship, but I'll tell you, if I ever get into a relationship, and I say if because at this point I'm doubtful. The prospects in the world are thinning, and
You'll find it.
listen. I'm gonna be honest. I think I told you about this, Richard. I'm actually kind of comfortable being on my own at this rate because I got less problems, and I realize I'm sorry. Like, I love people. I love being in a relationship with a man. Like, it's nothing wrong with a relationship, but for me personally, and I'm not saying this like because of who. I'm saying it because I've tried with
Oh,
other
excuse me.
people, and the more I think about it, like, the way I'm going in a direction of I'm trying to build my brand, build myself as a woman and as a person, and I'm gonna go to the point where I'm gonna be untouchable for certain types of men, and that's the reason why I'm saying that is because the men that want to touch me, I still think I'm untouchable for them. And those are the only men that have ever really, like, shown me interest. And I don't want a man to attract me only because of what I bring to the table, if that makes sense. Like, oh, you got like 100K salary, I'm interested in you. Like, no. I mean, that is something, like, I get the idea of, hey, I want a partner who can provide a lifestyle that we both want. I understand that part of it, but I think there's a line for me with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, say, like, it's the same thing with, like, I know I'm look good. I'm not gonna say it's like a looks thing. I think it's a personality thing. I thought about it and, like, I realized, like, a lot of people cannot handle my personality.
mm,
I People we know can't handle my personality. Okay, so if you look at it like that, right? It's already gonna be hard enough for me to find somebody who can handle me and, like, can handle my. I mean, some people cannot handle a person like me. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's cool. I understand that, right? Nothing wrong with it. But what I'm trying to say is, in the future, I don't know if I see myself fully being in a relationship because of that, because of things like that. They just kind of point out to me that's like, hey, like I be like I'm gonna look at it like this. If it happens, it happens. But I am fully okay with being the single auntie that's living her best life. Okay? As long as I'm happy, I don't care. Okay? As long as there's no stress involved in my life, I'm good. If that makes sense.
So you trying to go to Jamaica?
Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. Like it's gonna I don't want a man in my life that's gonna bring me down. Okay? And half the men that even try to approach me, what are they gonna add to my life? Like the last guy that tried to talk to me, like well, I won't even say that. Like one recently, I got a DM from a guy, and the guy is like trying to get to know me and stuff. And all I did was just look at the man's profile. The man in jail. Like I'm sorry,
Mm,
I'm not that level of a woman. That's the only men that approach me. Like realistically, the men that are of a certain caliber, they don't approach. I don't know why. I think it's I don't know what it is, but you know it's okay. I'm when the right person comes around, they'll come around. You know what I mean? Like I gotta just either wait it out or just exist or something. I don't know. And my mom was even talking about, oh, you should freeze your eggs. I'm not doing that shit. I'm sorry.
mm.
That's just me. I'm not going through all that trouble for a potential guy that might never come. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
That's just
we
me. I'm
freezing
not doing
eggs
all.
in big 2025.
We're not freezing nothing. We're not. I'm not doing all that bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If it happens, it happens. As long as you're healthy and keeping yourself healthy, that's all I'm gonna do. As long as I don't care if I go run dry like I'm a fucking Sahara Desert. Okay.
Mm.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But
They start
sorry.
coughing.
You guys know I be going off off the point a little bit. But my point
Mm.
is, right, is that yeah, I don't really even see myself doing that. But if I was to be in a relationship, for example, right, and if I was to have a boyfriend or like a guy who potentially would want to be my fiance, like at a certain point in the relationship, right, this is my opinion. So like, let's say you and Trinq, right, now you guys live together, right, and you do all these different things together. So at some point, you're probably gonna think, should I not? Let's say you're not even thinking that. If it's somebody you're planning to spend your life with, I feel like you should be like, hey, let's go look at the ring. Like it don't even have to be like a planned thing. Like say like I'm gonna tell you, you guys can be smooth with it, right? Let's say you're in the mall, you're passing like a regular ring store. Hey, let's look and see what you like. You know, and you can just play it off like let's look at the different jewelry. Oh, let's look at the rings too, and then get the ring size. It doesn't even have to be like that serious. But me, I would be intentional. Like let's go because if you
It's
want
like
to
we
get
gotta stop
married,
wasting time.
if you right, like if you want to get married and you don't see yourself being with anyone else, what's the problem? If you don't end up with me, guess what? At least you figured out the size, and it doesn't have to be like okay, like you said, Richard, like you knew about the size. You just when I do it, I do it. So all it is like okay, at least you know. Like I think it's not really a bad thing. Like I could completely understand what you're saying of hey, going ring shopping to buy the ring with the person is like ruining the surprise. So I can understand that. But I can also see it a different way
Hey yo, Lunar Spoon 30. Thanks for the sub, man. I'm glad you love the hat.
to feel bad. Knowing myself, I'm gonna be brutally honest because if I don't even like jewelry as it is. Like if you think about it, I don't wear jewelry at all. And potentially forever be stuck with jewelry I hate. Hell
My wife. Sounds good. I'll see you in a bit then.
something and you could say, oh, on the one hand, well, if they buy something you don't like, then that's a sign that they don't really know anything about you. But I feel like men are not as tuned in with jewelry sometimes, depending on the
Mm,
man, right? So I'll give them grace on that front, where they think it looks nice, but it's really not the girl's style. I do think a man should still have an idea. Like, for example, if your girl only wears silver jewelry, don't get her a gold wedding ring.
mm.
Like,
Wait,
that should be obvious.
why would you get her? Wait, that's literally just not even like listening at all, though. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is that is where you should have known your woman, right? But then if you want to know between the princess cut and the pearl cut, and like, okay, do you know about the princess cut or the
Princess?
jacketing?
No.
See, this is what I'm talking about. What about you, Q? Do you know what a jacket is?
Oh, jacket?
Mm-hmm. For
Yeah,
rings.
you mean like a suit?
For rings.
Um, not really. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
When you jacket, when you jacket a ring. No, neither of you. Okay, okay.
No.
So jacketing, as far as I remember, because I'm not even a jewelry person, but I know this stuff, right? Is when you have the set. So you know how they have like the engagement ring, but it has like the little like 3 ring type of shit with like the like what is the multi ring thing, and it comes together like a whole set. That makes sense. Instead of like just the ring, it's like adornments.
You
Shoot,
mean
I'm trying to.
are you talking about hold on a second. You mean how so like there's a layer around it that sort of wraps around it on top of the original metal?
Yeah, but it's kind of similar to what you're saying, but it's like, so think of like, so you have the engagement ring, right? And you know how some people get like the engagement ring and they'll get the wedding ring as a set.
Yeah.
Think about that, but think about rings instead of like 3 rings instead of 2 rings. So I've seen it where the jacket ones they'll have like the engagement ring in the middle, and then the 2 other rings come together and make like a giant ring, and that's like the whole wedding set.
Right.
It's like a whole adornment thing. I've only seen it one time because one of my friends got one. Okay, that's kind of how I figured that one out. But I've heard of the term jacketing before in the past. Now it could be a Jersey thing too. Like I'll keep like local. I'll keep that in mind.
I
But
mean,
what I'm
I've
saying is
I mean,
Hello.
I think I've heard of it before, but
no.
it's not really something that like so I know for example Dominique and I aren't really big on jewelry like that, so those
Mm.
terms and things or whatever, we don't care. Like I'm gonna be honest, we got our shit passed down, so
Ah.
we didn't have to buy nothing actually. So that was very lucky. I'm not gonna lie. I like passing shit down in the family. Makes shit a whole lot cheaper.
Oh, and it's more sentimental too. It's like this is really a part of me.
Mm.
It's a
Now,
say
We'll still be
blood.
here. I'm just
It's a say
doing
blood.
something.
The blood.
now I don't know. Me personally, I'm very picky. So that's what I'm saying. If it was me, I get a husband or fiance, and he's trying to buy me the perfect wedding ring. If he doesn't want to have it where it's like, oh, he can't surprise me or nothing, fine. But I'd rather go ring shopping, show him what I like. I there was this one girl, I think her name is Sunkissed. I think I remember correctly. I
Mm.
think that's her actual name too, Sunkissed. That's her real
Oh,
name.
sun kiss or
Uh,
sun kissed, like the soda.
I think it's Sunkissed. I don't know. I know Sunkiss might be her real name, but I don't know if it's like Kiss is her real name. But I know Sunkiss is her name. But her like content name is Sunkiss. Like it's something like that. Point is, her man got her a ring, and I was like, wow. And then she literally said, "Oh, we're going straight back and getting that shit changed out." And some people were actually saying like negative things. Remember quickly, and I'm like, what nothing's wrong. Like her man makes money, so he's buying her the ring she wants. Like they got the proposal, they got everything, and everything, but she's making it her ring. Like I don't see the problem with that either. Like, okay, in your case, it'd be different if it's like, hey, something passed down. But even people that pass down rings, I've seen people like, oh, like their dad or no, their mother had a ring, and so they give it to their like fiance, and then their fiance will like add stuff to it or like modernize the ring or something like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I never understood people getting upset about stuff like that because what's wrong with the girl wanting the ring to be the perfect ring for her? If she wants to spend the rest of her life with this man, why would she want to not like the ring any type of way? Like it's one thing if she like say it's like a ring that's passed down and she completely hates it, but even then, as long as you're being respectful and saying, "Listen, that's not really what I want." Like I've known people like they get engaged and then the girl she doesn't like the ring, the mother gives it to her daughter or her son's her if she has another son. Or better yet, why doesn't she have two fucking rings?
Mm,
Like I've even seen people where they do like they'll give the one of the rings as a promise ring and then get an engagement ring.
yeah,
Like you don't it doesn't have to be that fucking complicated. But what people want to do is moo and cry about it. Like as long as she's being respectful, I don't see the problem. So it's like, hey, the guy got you the ring. You want to live with the ring forever, right? So get what you want.
yeah.
Like
You
as
look
long as you loved it, what's the problem?
like you might as well get exactly what you want. If I'm being honest, because, well,
Yeah.
yeah, because I mean, you're gonna be wearing. It's kind of like it's not really like oh, it's just some object or something like that. It's just
Sentimental.
yeah, it's just sentimental. Like you want to look at this ring and be like, every time you see it, you want to enjoy it.
Right. Now I can understand if like you got a man and he's making 9 to 5 money, but you want him to spend like he's Kim Kardashian's fiance or something. Like, let's be realistic, people. Okay, we're not talking about blowing your man's budget. All right, and that's
I'm
something where
not gonna
people
lie, I
fuck
thought
up
you were about
too.
to say something else.
No, 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 no. Because like, there's people. What they'll do is they'll like. There's women that will want the man to blow his whole budget on the ring. Girl, there's a whole wedding. There's buying a house. There's a future. Now, if the ring is out of budget, and the man can't afford it, but he's just gonna have to pay on a payment plan, and he's willing to do that, okay. But I feel like there's limits. Like some people do like too much and do like, oh, I want this giant rock. And I'm
Mm,
like, listen, nothing wrong with the rock, girl. But why don't we find a rock in the budget? Okay. And then honestly too, people forget that like say you get married and like maybe like so like I've seen people where they like do like say 10 years down the line or like years later for like anniversaries, like the men like upgrade their rings. Like I know somebody, her man like later on upgraded her. He's like, I got more money now. You're getting an upgrade from that ring. So
upgrades, people,
in that,
upgrades.
listen, I'm just saying, like that's
Mm,
options too. Like if the man can't afford to get you a better ring, tell your man, hey, I'm okay with this ring, but when we get more bread, when we have more money, when we are better advanced in our careers, like Kayla, right? My friend Kayla, like she got her ring, and then like her and her husband, they're already married, everything. Once she's in nursing school, finished with nursing school, once he and her have like a more established thing, he's gonna upgrade her. Like he's already said he's gonna give her even upgrade her, and that's a milestone. That's like the thing to look forward to because it's like okay, maybe 10-year anniversary, 30-year anniversary. I don't know, whatever anniversary or whatever time you want to get it. Maybe a birthday like bonus, like okay, for your birthday, I got you your gifts, but guess what? You're upgraded. We got you top of the line, or even it could be a fun thing where you can just have her pick what she wants or whatever. Point is there's ways to go about it too. So if it's something where it's like if I'm proposed to and the guy gives me a ring and maybe it's not like the top of the line, but it's something thoughtful, accept it. And if you want more and he can't afford more, wait till the man has the money.
mm,
Like I like, should he have to go broke? And now, and that's not the question too. That's another thing too. And me personally, would you rather get proposed to with the cheapo ring? Is like I'm not saying cheapo, but like in this case, so let's say the man got $100 to spend on his ring. Okay, well actually no, let's say 1,000, because 100 is kind of really low for a ring. Let's say $1,000 spent on the ring. Would a girl rather have $1,000 spent on the ring and get the cheaper ring and then later on get upgraded, or would she rather have a better ring and just get married later on? Sometimes these things depend on women. All right. Some
Mm,
women would prefer the one time engagement, one time beautiful ring, all that. Some women wouldn't mind getting the cheaper ring and just getting married and setting up a life together right from the rip. It really just depends on the women you're talking to. And I think this is where men, in this case, fuck up, because you should know your woman enough to know what kind of person she is. Is she the kind of person to care about the looks of things? You understand
yeah.
what I'm saying? Does your woman care about the value of that ring that much where she will postpone the wedding until you get a better ring? If so, you need to wait till, if you want to marry her, wait to propose. And then if you ask her, and then no, and then if she asks you, why are you not proposing to me yet? Then you can tell her the honest truth. I would propose to you right now, but I know you. You want the nines. You want to be decked out. And right now my bank account does not have that. Now if you want that, I can give you what my bank account can afford you. But I would be sacrificing a lot of what you want. Honesty will get you a mile away with people. And then if the woman says that's a problem, or if she's really having that much of a problem, maybe that's a sign that that's not the woman for you. Maybe
Mm,
that's a sign. Not if
that'd be a big
everything.
sign.
I mean, I'm just saying,
Hello.
because I personally think there's nothing wrong with the woman wanting what she wants. Be realistic. That's why I say if it was me, I need to show the man what I want. I need to show him what kind of ring and stuff I would want from my future. And then at least in my mind, this is how I see it too. Outside of what I like, if he sees, oh, this is the type of stuff, he sees the price point. So now he also knows how much money he needs to get said ring. So even if it's not the same ring, okay, I might need at least 3 to 5 thousand to at least get her what she wants. Now you got a price range. Now you got a goal. That's why I fully support taking your women shopping for the ring. Like I said, you can even sneak it in there. Now, like I said, if it's like a case like yours, Richard, and it's like, hey, we got this heirloom ring, right? It's a pass down from generation to generation. That's a different approach. But let's say you're buying from scratch, take that girl shopping.
Mm,
Just do it by accident. Be like, just let's say you're going to buy her some gifts for her birthday, and you pass the ring shop. You've been dating for 3 years. Even look at like, even pretend like you're just gonna look. Oh, I want a new watch. Hey, babe, let's go look at watches over here. And then let her eye wander to the rings. Okay, just let her wander over to them rings. Okay, let her do her thing. You
yeah,
know
you
what I
gotta
mean?
you gotta tell her to rev up them fires. You about to
Mm-hmm.
buy.
Right. Honestly, too, people underestimate the promise ring. I fully believe in promise rings, and what I'm trying to say is this is something I personally would want myself. Any man that wants me, he needs to buy me a promise ring. The reason is because I'm the kind of person I need a man who's committed. So that's something I would actually tell like my potential person. I'd be like, listen, this is the stages we're gonna have to go, because for you to have my trust, I need. I'm not saying that the promise ring itself is required per se, but what I'm trying to say is the stages. But I want the promise ring. I'm not gonna say I'm not wanting it. But the point is, promise ring is a good step to seeing what your girl likes. Because if you get her a promise ring, and let's say you let her choose her promise ring, you feel me? You hearing what I'm saying? let her choose her promise ring. It's not an engagement ring. It's not a wedding ring. It's a promise ring, right? And it's just you promising to love her, commit to her, and that you only want to be with her, right? Let her choose that shit. Then you see her taste. And then maybe if she tells you later on, you know what? I thought I liked this kind of cut of diamond, but I'm really not feeling it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change it out, or maybe she's gonna update it or whatever. You're getting her taste for free. I mean, now the promise ring might not be free, but what I'm saying is, without having to reveal you're looking for an engagement. You know what I mean? So if you have a plan and you want to surprise her and you don't want her to know ever that you're even thinking about getting married, you just want to completely blow her mind and don't want to even talk about marriage. You discuss marriage, but like you're not mentioning to her, oh, I'm ready to propose ever, right? And you just want to seek it in, get her a promise ring, right? Get her a promise ring. Pick some like either take her, let her pick all the stuff she like on that promise ring. See the budget, okay? Now you got an example, and then if she tells you, oh, by the way, if I ever get an engagement ring, I want more than this. Just that means just add to that number. Whatever, if it's like a $1,000 promise ring, and she's like, I need more, so that's like plus five right there.
Hmm. +5 defense.
By the way, hello, Christian. I said hello, but I don't know if you heard me.
Said hello like 30 minutes ago.
I be talking, I be yapping. I'm the real yapper here.
I gotta
Like,
put a yap in the chat. Hold on.
listen,
There's
I'm,
the
I,
yap.
I'm the real yapper. I'm the original yapper. Okay.
Original
I don't know if there's
yapper
anyone who
rapper.
can out yap me. Actually, do you guys know anyone who out yap me? If there's like a yap competition, maybe I'd win.